Are you tired of boring and flavorless food? This is Jackie from Otherwise, and I teach mothers and others how to get dinner on the table with less stress. Today, we're talking about seasoning your food. The difference between going out to eat at a nice restaurant and eating at home is usually flavor. So that's where we need to start in our cooking. And we want to feed our families something delicious. The other day, my son complimented me. I asked him how his food was, and he said, "Mama, it's always delicious." So I'm here to help you fix flavorful food. So let's start with salt. This is iodized salt. This is very salty. The iodine can oxidize and make your food taste off. I use pink Himalayan salt. Now, it is mostly salt, but it does have trace minerals in it. But I've done some research, and they say that the best kind of salt for cooking is kosher salt. Now, I have used that in times past, but I think I'm going to try it again. To perfectly season your dish, 1/2 to 1% of the weight of your meal should be in salt. Now, if it's a 300-gram dish and you want to use grams, then you would need 3 grams of salt, which is 1%. If you're using a recipe, then go by that as to how much salt to add. So when you're cooking, you want to add salt at the beginning of your cooking. Once it cooks up a little bit, then taste it again and see if it needs more salt. And then add a little bit more and taste it again. At the end, you want to make sure that your dish is perfectly seasoned. So always check your salt level, because salt doesn't always bring saltiness. Salt enhances the flavor of our dishes. Salt also draws out moisture. When you're sauteing onions, you want to draw out the moisture in that. And so by salting it, you're able to cook it quicker. If you're looking for your vegetables to maintain their crispness, then add salt later in the dish. If you're boiling pasta or potatoes, then you want to add salt to that water to flavor that food. Otherwise, your potatoes are going to be bland, and so will your pasta. If you're making a soup and you're going to be reducing the amount of liquid that you have in your soup, then lightly salt it first, and then add more salt later after it has reduced, because the end result can be too salty. Now let's talk about pepper. This ground pepper has a dry, flat taste. It can spice up your dishes, but not like freshly cracked pepper. Peppercorns have oil in them, and when you freshly crack the pepper, it releases the oils, which has a fabulous taste. So your pepper is going to have a much better flavor. And you'll use much less pepper than you do salt. So now when you read season to taste, you can add some salt, taste it, and then adjust accordingly. Add some more salt. If you have too much salt in a dish, you can cut up some potato and add it, and it will draw out the salt. All month long, we'll be talking about fixing flavorful food. If this topic interests you, then consider joining my email newsletter, Motherwise Monday Mail, where you'll get links to all my videos, blog posts, and tips and tricks related to that month's content. Each month we have a different focus. Past topics have included slow cooking, freezer cooking, meal prepping, and so much more. I help you stop the struggle and get dinner on the table. This is Jackie from Otherwise. And remember, dinner's at 6.